What's up, nerds? Welcome to Legends Rerolled, a TTRPG podcast where we role play through classic stories. This week we have a special announcement. Legends Rerolled will be officially launching a Patreon. It will be, it'll be launching on September 15th. Please go to patreon.com/legendsrerolled to sign up. Thank you so much and enjoy a preview of what you'll be getting. One of our talkbacks from Wizard of Bogs, episode 2. All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome to the second talkback for Legends Rerolled, where we're doing stories and it's the Wizard of Bogs. How y'all doing?
Good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thumbtack for later. It's not great. Do you what was I about to say? Celine, take over the meeting.
What? What's up, nerds? Welcome to Legends Rerolled. I'm your host, Celine Trella. With me, as always, Jonathan Dougherty.
What's up?
Justyn Trella.
Hi.
Jake DiBlasi.
Whoa.
And Brooke Simone. We're here to talk about episode 2. He nods his head yes. Back to you.
All right. So episode 2, He Nods His Head Yes, was our first combat episode. And just before we get into like our favorite bits, a little background is when we started doing this podcast, the thing that I was the most worried about is that I find combat episodes of a lot of D&D shows pretty boring because it's a lot of math, and I didn't want our combats to be boring. I also wanted to get like people who aren't necessarily into D&D into the show, so this was my way of like slow rolling people into what combat is. It's just like, this isn't going to be hardcore dice. We might not roll for initiative. I just wanted to give you guys a map where your abilities, your combat abilities would be useful and see what you did with it.
What was the question?
You got like rays of light framing your face right now. It's kind of badass, actually. I like it.
That's actually what I look like in real life. The audience hasn't seen, but like usually there.
They're normal.
Yeah.
It's very obnoxious when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yep.
He's an angel of a DM.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would also like to real quick compliment Celine on the edit.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you to both Jake and Justyn and Kevin, who's not here, but for the music for this episode. This was the debut of our battle music and our sneaky music.
Brooke, thanks for participating.
Brooke's great. She's always great.
I can't clap, so I have to hold my phone.
The old crab clap. There.
Well, crap, yeah.
And also a little behind the scenes, that first scene where you guys are, you discover the dagger and then you go off into the woods to follow these Munchkin soldiers. That was originally part of the first episode, and Celine, listening through it, was like, this doesn't sound right. This is the beginning of the second story. This is where the second episode should start. So she's the one who adjusted that, and I think it flows very nicely.
Thank you.
Yep, I agree.
Cool.
All right. So how did you guys feel about the combat in the moment? Not knowing what to expect from like this kind of a D&D combat show situation.
I had a great time.
Yeah. It definitely lent itself a little more to the storytelling aspect as opposed to the pure battle mechanics. So if that was indeed your goal, I think it worked out pretty good. You gave us a lot of room to play around with things and have some fun with it.
I agree. I liked how everyone I like how you had everyone describe what their attacks and like Terry's Eldritch Blast and what that looked like and things like that, especially because obviously it's a podcast, but also because it made everything thematic. It made everybody had like a thematic way that their attacks would work that seemed cool in universe as well.
Yeah. Cool. And like how their magic manifested to them specifically.
Cool.
And I like the way like the camp was set up and like that there were patches of dim light and like that kind of stuff. It felt like, you know, like those video games like Ghost of Tsushima or whatever, where you can either just like go in and start hacking things, or you can sneak around and like try to take people out quickly.
Yeah.
Like it led to some fun shenanigan, like sneaking around stuff. So, which is always entertaining.
Always.
Yes, a very mean charm person from Terry Tinman.
That is, I think that's my favorite moment of this episode.
Yeah.
Is that the turn of Terry charming the person, and then the callback as Cal is running around and like crossing paths with him, like that whole setup and then punchline throughout the episode gives me the giggles every time.
I thought it was cute that he thought they were gonna kiss.
Yeah. Oh,
I know.
my favorite beat.
Oh God. I know, like we lived that moment, and I've already listened to that episode, but listening to it again, I forgot that it happened, and I was like, "Oh no!"
It was completely off the cuff, and like I had no idea how the fuck you were gonna react or whatever. You're like, "Oh no, not that, dude!" Like,
it was so cute.
I love that you leaned into like that side of it.
I was just trying to react to what you guys were giving me. So at one point, I forget the exact wording, but you were like, "Hey, why don't you come over to here where it's dark
and no one else can see us?"
And no one else can see us. And that was the turn where I was like,
"Wow,
oh, it's romantic."
All right.
Felt like there was three minutes of summer camp going on there in the middle of our little party there.
Mm.
I really liked that how natural it felt, right? Like if the camp felt lived in and like the way it was set up, but like it didn't feel like we were walking into like a map. We felt like we were like progressing the story. And I really liked the way, Sean, you took Brooke's original attack, like just punching the guy in the back of the head, and took that and turned it into her Eldritch Blast. I felt like that, like the expression of like her start of magic, but also like, oh, hey, here's a mechanic I'll teach you through the story. I thought that was very clever. And listening back, I was like, nice.
Yeah, it was a really organic way to get a feel for how to use the spell, because obviously we all know I have no experience with this. And also I just thought it was such a cool in story way to introduce the magic. And when I listened back to it, it hit the same way. I was really surprised when it happened, when we lived that moment. I thought that was like one of my favorite moments.
Nice.
Thanks. And I mean, it also felt natural in the world. Like Delores said, she was told that she has a little protection from Linda. That's all the info she has. So like
she wouldn't know to start using the magic,
exactly,
or how to start.
Yeah. So it felt like a natural moment to be like, all right, you're losing control. You're like, this is a new experience. You're losing control. You're letting into this like animal impulse, whatever you want to call it. And Eldritch Blast specifically, because it's like, it's not a fireball. It's not like something crazy and mystical. It is just like brute force, but magic. The moment seemed to fit.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of fun moments in this episode.
Yeah, also, I think it might be our longest episode at 1 hour and 40.
Is it?
It might be. We've never cracked 2 hours.
That's the goal.
I thought we did. Huh? That's weird.
The goal is to never crack 2 hours.
The algorithm.
Yeah, the first one is longer.
All right, I'm wrong at the first hurdle. The first episode longer.
A lot of exposition in the first episode, though.
It's true.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't see all of them. So I can't find out what's
inside baseball, Sean. How much did we leave on the table information wise? Because listening back, I was like, oh, we should have investigated the 10 more. We should have
asked Munchkins questions.
Yeah, we should have asked anybody questions.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity to interrogate him. We were like, oh, just like let them sleep off. Fine, let's just take these guys' clothing and leave.
Yep.
Not much. The point of I mean the fact that the yellow is there to physically show you where to go next really helps. So I didn't need them for anything. They were going to give you a little more exposition and a little more insight into the world and to like the Winkies a little bit, but I was able to naturally pepper all that stuff in future episodes. So in the long run, you did not lose anything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was the main thing that I was wondering after listening back to it is, just how much exactly we left on the table. The whole water jugs bit, I thought for sure that was like a huge missed opportunity. I was like, that
I was
so
so sure as well. I really thought there was something there.
I firmly believe that this is making some drugs.
Nope. The most innocuous things are always what the players latch onto. Like water? What do you mean?
Why would they have
water?
Drugs.
Was that simply going to be a means of damaging people potentially, or like in your mind when you were originally sprinkling those in there, or what was the thought process?
No, it was just they were clean drinking jugs of water. The Winkies were letting the Munchkins hydrated.
Still not
great.
convinced,
Okay, good.
but okay.
Like that,
You know what? I wouldn't trust me either. They're all on you guys,
right?
Yeah.
Well, 50% of the party is allergic to water, so you throw water in there. We gotta pay attention to it.
Yeah. And Wizard of Oz wise, there's a water motif. It's a whole thing.
For a landlocked country, a surprising amount of water motifs.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. So Celine, that was a nice jump off to talk about your favorite moment.
I took notes. I have a list.
Celine has notes.
Nice.
So for the last one, we kind of went through vignette by vignette and talked about it. I don't think that's necessary for this episode because it was more of like an open world like combat thing. So if you guys want to just like hop into our favorite moments and chit chat, that's totally cool.
My notes are on my phone, and I'm I don't know if it keeps my camera open.
It doesn't. You disappeared for a hot minute.
Oh, I can see you. That's good.
Oh,
okay.
We can.
Oh, well, you're back now. You're still here. Hello.
Justyn, what was your favorite moment?
I mean, there were a bunch, really. I think actually overall it was more just the little bits that were thrown in throughout the whole thing, like the whole cannon fodder bit. I got a serious chuckle listening back to that. What about my mother? Like, dude, the bit with where Celine, you're like, well, maybe we should tie her up and put stuff in her mouth. And Brooke was like, for fun, like what? Little bits like that throughout the whole thing. Fucking, they got me, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Jacob.
Okay. Probably my favorite bit, which is something me and my family yell at each other regularly, is taste my pain, bitch. It was just like, it was so unexpected, out of the pocket, but like perfectly Terry. And like, you just chopped her freaking arm off, man. So it was like, it was so real. And
listen,
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, we'll get into a snowball fight and be like, and just yeah. And if there's small kids around, we just yell, taste my pain. But it's perfect. I love it.
just as effective, I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, delimbing somebody else in world is tremendously satisfying for Terry. You have to, you just don't know until you know, and that rears its old head again in a later episode, which is hysterical to me. But we'll get to that in due course.
Like, yeah.
I also like the illustration of Terry and Nick's like banter relationship when you make the pun. And Terry's just like, it's not the time, Nick. It was a very good pun, though. I'm proud of you.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of Nick, after the first episode, I realized having two party members that can only talk to one of you, in Tito only being able to talk to Delores and Nick only being able to talk to Justyn, that would just get insanely irritating with you guys having to repeat everything I tell you.
And for you as well to keep acting that like would probably
much
not be able to address people. Yeah.
Yep. And I was talking to Celine about like DMing in general, and I decided that I like having a voice in the party, even if I don't have actions in the party, because I like making jokes, and it's easier to banter with you guys in game if I have a voice in game.
Yeah, makes sense.
Nick has a great voice too.
Thank you.
Speaking on that, you just decided that like at that point, once he got the taste of blood, that like psychically he would be able to communicate with the rest of the party now, or
Yep.
what?
And
Great.
because I was kind of thinking about the mechanics of leveling up, and since you get your magic from Nick, whenever you guys fight together, you guys get stronger. So it seemed like a direct, like a direct, not like a metaphor, but like that in a small moment to show that like as you guys fight together and Nick gets more blood, he and you get stronger.
Makes sense.
I just elbowed a cat.
Womp, womp, womp.
So yeah, that was one I want to bring up.
Yeah. Cool.
Brooke,
Let me consult my notes. I
take
have a
you
couple.
out.
Let's see. So I had a couple of moments that I really enjoyed, but I feel like we covered. Let's see. Okay, so one of my favorite moments, which I think is like one of my favorite moments of the podcast, was the Sonny and Delores poop pit moment.
Yeah.
That was just so brutal. So fucked up.
Yep.
We were so jolly about it too.
I think about it to this day. I think about it. It was like my favorite moment. And I
the
think
cherry on top of having Tito try to poop in the poop pit.
just
Good work.
add to the poop.
Yeah,
And I think another moment which we just slightly talked about, but I thought that it was so funny that we get to meet Nick as a character, like mid exsanguination, mouth full of blood. I just thought that like yeah, that's when we meet him, but like mouth full of blood mid feast. I just thought that was so fucking funny.
Literally the moment that Celine was like, I'm so glad I can't hear him talk. I'm like, no.
Actually,
We'll hear him now.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. You just Dolores is just like a stone cold, like absolute killer. And the way so many situations of like me as a person from Earth had to deal with it, I'd be freaking out. But instead, she's like, "Yeah, whatever. I push him in the poop pit. My well-trained dog's gonna poop in the poop pit. Like I don't care. You can't shake me. You can't rattle me." It's like, okay, fucking magic out of my hands.
Yeah, like
great.
coming
How's
out
that
of like
going forward?
modern day America into war-torn Oz, and then is like, I would actually love to make someone choke on human shit.
Yeah.
Like, I
I would
would
love
be
to
here, I
take out
guess.
my anger rage.
Mhm.
Living out real life fantasies vicariously through your D&D character. That's why we do it, really, right?
Exactly,
Like,
that's what it's all about.
For sure.
yeah, in terms of fatalities, that's definitely top.
That's definitely a
right,
memorable
right up
one.
there with it.
Filthy.
Oh, and Jake pointed this out in our group chat earlier, that in the episode that we just released today, episode 17, you guys talk about it.
We do.
Like we're going over game mechanics, and Brooke, you're just like, remember back in episode 2, we were just shoving people in a poop pits. It was so easy back then.
Ah, yeah.
Good times.
Back in my youth.
We were so naive back then.
We were such babies.
I think my favorite part of the episode was how Cal rolling so terribly ended every time he rolled bad, it ended up good for you. And I 1,000% did not do that on purpose. I was just like, all right, well, if you're gonna chug 2 things of fine ale in 5 seconds, you're probably gonna burp. Let's see if that happens. All right, everyone knows you're coming. Well, try and sneak away. Nat 1. Oh, shit. All right. Well, they're definitely coming now. Oh, wait, you're faster than everybody.
By a lot.
By a lot. Okay, so they're not going to catch you. Are they going to just turn around and come right back? And that whole chase scene was just improv.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, I traditionally roll really bad, but I also love D&D and playing the game. So I've had to come up with lots of good ways to deal with terrible rolls. And so it's like, just whatever it is, just find the best way to make the party not die.
Love that.
I'm thinking of a very specific episode where this comes up again.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yup.
But I can't roll good. I can't choose.
Oh yeah.
All you can choose is your reaction.
Ah, so deep, so wise.
Right.
For sure. Yep. You get the dice you're dealt in life.
But like you said, Sean, it might seem like to the casual, observer that you were like kind of just like working with it and making it everything like outcome was like natural though for what was happening. So it's not as if like you were just like throwing a bone, and being like, all right, we'll make it work this way. Like it actually just kind of worked out based on what was happening.
Thanks. I tried to do what seemed the most realistic, and it just happened to work out. And also, this is for the DMs in the chat. I don't know. I would say you don't have to know. Like a lot of new players or new DMs will like read the DM's guide front to back. You don't have to do that. But a familiarity for what's in there can be super helpful, because I wasn't ready for a chase scene, but I remember there was a chase scene or a chase table in the DM's guide. So I was able to like pop that up real quick, adjust some stuff so it made sense with Oz, and improv this scene, which ended up being real fun.
Nice. That's good enough.
Yeah.
It was. Celine, did you get a favorite moment?
The charm person moved by Terry. You turning your bad rolls into good things was one. And then my other favorite moment was just our dumb little sting at the end of the episode of Cheese Belly.
Cheese Belly's great.
I do have some other little moments that I noted. The cows, when you're like, I think you should shut up. I do that I quote that all the time. Shut up.
Ironically, the fucking dude who's like burping and farting next to the tent and fucking leading there. He's like, "Hey, shut up now. Shut up."
It's so
and you're right to do so. Yeah. Far too loud.
I also love when you put the jar on the ground and then knock it over, and then you're little. And then I walk away.
The voice,
in like a combat-based episode, there was a lot of cute character moments to witness.
Yeah, and like Delores' delivery of the "Do you thirst?"
Oh my god, do you thirst?
I was just like,
and you were like, "Oh, I might get moldy."
I might. I don't know. I've never thought about it. And what was the other one? I feel like I had another one, but I don't remember. Oh no, yeah, when you and Justyn are both like, "Oh no, you could go. I refuse." That's it. Those are just some fun people moments that I had that made me laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely more combat heavy episodes later on where we focus a little bit more on the actual battle mechanics and everything. But yeah, I think in terms of an introduction to it for this series, it was a good first run around for all of us.
I think agreed. I think it's a good introductory combat, not just for us as players, but like for audience members, and like especially if someone who hasn't sat through watching a D&D combat episode of like a stream or a podcast, because sometimes they go on for a very long time and they're a little grueling to sit through. You usually have to multitask while listening, but I think this was a good like bite-sized experience that because of the setup that you had all those fun little entertaining moments that weren't strictly just like math, dice, shuffling of papers.
Yeah, it didn't feel like life or death combat, and like it wasn't like life or death. It was just like killing for the sake of killing,
right?
Killing in the name of.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think it's fun for you because I feel like that also made us players, like, because that was so fun and like we got away so easily to a degree. Like we got very we like I feel like it gave us like a false confidence going into future combat episodes sometimes or situations.
That was another moment where I was like, what consequences of what actions?
Consequences.
Like this once again, we're like, what are consequences?
I have yet to meet any.
Yep.
And actually, one of the things that made me so confident about the show moving forward was like for the first episode, I was, very meticulous. I had every scene planned out. It was 3 pages of notes. For this episode, I had the map drawn out, and that was it. So all of those awesome little moments were purely us, like just improvising together.
Are you didn't have Captain Dick Schlong written out previous?
Okay. So no, that definitely was written out.
Richard,
I will say
that's just fantastic.
Yes. It was. We watched the Bob's Burgers episode where they have the painting of the schlongs.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's going in tomorrow's episode.
Nice.
But yeah, all of that stuff was just like us improvising together. And once like that was over, I was like, this is gonna be a good show. I could give us nothing, and then we'll all have a good time. So I was very happy with that.
Nice.
Oh, Sean, your drunk acting as Lieutenant Bach it was chef's kiss on point.
Thank you.
You do a very good drunk voice.
It's one of Celine's 2 favorite of my voices.
Sure.
Nice.
The other one's accent.
I'm being interrogated right now.
I said miss.
And a little physical cue that I always do when I'm doing my drunk voice. If you notice, I'll shush, but I'll always have my pinky up too. It's just like a physical thing I do to like manifest the drunk energy. It's just don't do it. You gotta just.
It's fun.
All right. And now I think we're on to the self-affirmation portion, my favorite portion.
Oh, wait. I want to point out one other thing.
Okay, go for it.
And how well this episode specifically like foils all of our characters, because we have like Sonny the Scarecrow like coming up with a plan for the team, right?
Mhm.
With the poop pit plan, the PPP as we could refer to it.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we have me doing just completely off the wall ridiculous shit, and it works out somehow, which is great for me. But then we have Terry Tinman, who is like an actual coin of 2 sides, where he's like, yeah, I'll charm person this guy. We'll have a great conversation, and he'll skedaddle off to the woods. And then I'll just walk up to this other guy and absolutely murk him in one shot. He's just like,
While being horrified at our poop pit.
yeah, exactly. Like, how could you do this?
Yeah, like that's where the line comes.
And then the way that Delores just stays so like cool in command and just like takes everything that Oz and its weirdness throws at us and just like in stride, just like gets shit done, like stays on top of like task and like just a cool head the whole time. And I feel like that's like, oh, this is us. This is just always us.
Squad.
This is where you guys grow from.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's dope.
Aw, ain't we cute?
Ain't we just?
I feel like Delores also going through this world. I don't know if you feel this way, Brooke, but like it's almost like because you're fresh and new in this episode, it's like, is this real? Am I dreaming? Does any of this matter?
Yeah, there's a slight element of suspension of disbelief, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, this might as well be happening.
Just push them on the poop pit.
Yeah.
Why not? Driving blast. Why not?
Dolores is very
I might
like,
just be
well, this fucking
While we're
lady's
here,
well
I mean,
Yeah.
when in Rome, I mean, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, whatever is happening, it's gonna be happening.
Yeah.
All right. Celine,
Yeah.
what did you do good?
It's in the title moment in Terry
Oh my God.
questioning the munchkin and just like pew pew just hitting
questions
every single time.
Everything's a yes.
Everything's a yes. I was so smart.
I can't believe
Good job, me.
I can't believe we didn't talk about that moment until right now.
Yeah, the namesake of the episode. Yeah.
I felt maybe it was just so like mind forward for all of us, like during the episode, that it was like, it's so good. Why would we even bother mentioning it? Because in the moment it was hilarious, but like it's so, to me, it's like it's such a big moment that it almost like I just like, of course,
we
everybody
for it. Yeah,
it goes without saying.
He nods his head. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my favorite thing that I did.
Yeah, you crushed it.
That and also being just a weird little scarecrow. My burlap tongue, being weird behind people.
Your mind powers,
away like
your use of them were definitely on point in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Freezing the boss lady as she came out, being able to pop into people's brains, and the whole he nods his head yes bit, like on point.
And the only episode where we renamed and reclassified the spells that you cast.
Yeah, literally the other one. I made a whole list of spells with different names and like thematic ways that they would manifest. And I only called them by those names in I think the first 2 episodes. And I don't think it comes up again.
I think it comes up again in episode 16.
Oh, wow.
I think you mentioned hentai corn.
Hentai corn does come up.
Which we had prepped for this episode.
Yeah. So, well, that was also before we decided to do the rules where my spells weren't locked in.
True. So it didn't make sense to plan them out.
Because, it didn't make sense anymore to use those because they haven't come up. Yeah. Like I haven't needed them. I've locked in other spells.
And I also think it was a fun idea, but for approachability, because we're going to make this game so fucking accessible.
Well, that's the other part
it's
of it.
It's just like, even if people did know D&D spells, we're making it one step harder.
Exactly. So it just made more sense to just use the proper terms for things. Yeah. I'll post a list of the ones I came up with, though. Check out our Instagram.
Yeah. All right, Justyn, what about you?
Self-affirmation.
You do good. Or just
definitely starting the whole thing out non-violently was my thing that I did that I was pleased with. Like, I mean, obviously we're trying not to like raise the alarm or whatever as we're first getting in, but I'm happy that my first act in the combat was to just make this guy just walk over there like a long way.
Go literally take a walk for an hour.
Just walk for a while.
Just walk for a while. If you see it, it's over, like I just need you to help out with this thing. It's over there. Never explained it. What I was even getting at. Why would I? Yeah. No, I was pleased with my restraint from immediately going for a chop.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
But then the chops came and they came.
Oh, the chops came.
Thick and fast.
You're an emotional powder keg.
Yeah, it's actually funny when you put it like that, Jake. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, it's very much like a flip of a coin sort of thing. Like maybe I'll cleave this guy from cleft to navel, or maybe I'll just give him false hope and romance that never could be.
Which one cuts deeper?
Right?
The axe.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's the axe. It's
physically.
Yeah.
Jake?
Listening back, my favorite part that I did was probably my re-entrance into camp. After
There's nobody here.
And totally reasonably, because all my decisions were ridiculous, but like you guys were all like actively mad at me and my rolling up to that point. And like, this is episode 2. Like we know each other, but we're not like tight as a group yet. But I looked around and there was nothing going on. So I was like, I'm going to be Cal Broadtooth. I talk to people who don't know me and they're like, oh, that's your voice. Because people don't think of, because I'm never out of character really, because it's like
you're always on.
Yeah, from like we hit record and I'm like, oh hey guys, how's it going? So, I just fall in there and then just coming back into camp and just like casually walking straight through the middle of it back to the beer, and you guys are all 3 of you guys are like, what are you doing? Stop it! And I'm just like, Hi.
You guys thirsty? There's some beer here.
It gave me the feeling I feel for most cats, where it's like I both love them because they're entertaining and cute and whatever, and then on the flip side of that, it's just like that, like
just fucking stop.
Just stop it.
Stop this one thing right now.
Could you just fucking stop for like 2 seconds?
Stop scratching this couch right here.
Exactly. Could you just stop pushing things off of things? Just stop. Just stop. Just why?
No, because you can't. You can't stop, and you don't want to.
What's up?
Can't stop. Yeah, we're talking about you, miss.
I don't know if that was intentional in your mind, Jake, when we're doing these initial couple episodes or whatever, but it definitely came through. The cat energy definitely came through.
Yeah. I mean, how often do I say it as we go on? It's just like, I'm just a little cat man.
Doing little cat things.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Brooke?
Self-affirmation time?
Self-affirmation time.
Honestly, there was no like moment. I think I was intimidated coming into the podcast because the rules, honestly, and everything like that, and rolling for stuff and the map. So I think it was just like getting through the first combat and having it really not be as bad as I thought. Because like with the role play stuff, I'm like, if I'm looking around a room or if I'm trying to like intimidate someone, you'll usually just like tell me like, oh, so then I want you to roll me a perception or roll me an athletics check or something. Mm-hmm. But in this one, it was very like, yeah, no, you do whatever you want to do. You want to punch someone, you want to Eldritch Blast, you want to do whatever you want, just figure it out. And it really wasn't as intimidating as I was expecting going into it. So I think the only thing I could think of, honestly, is to just get through the first combat and not have been as overwhelmed as I was expecting.
That's awesome. I'm glad you had fun.
Absolutely, yeah.
Heck yeah. And then
speaking of intimidating, Brooke, when you intimidate Mock to get him to follow you outside, that shit cracked me up again. He's like, you're not giving him a choice. Like, listen, motherfucker, we're going outside right now.
It was such strong real world like energy.
That was Chicago energy, not Oz energy.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's energy. Like that's
yeah, there was little room for like negotiated fucking around in that moment.
Come on, guy. You know you want to just leave, right? Let's just go. You felt like you were like my big sister coming in and being like, we're leaving this party right now.
Right now, we're fucking out.
No nonsense.
Yeah, I could very much picture your character, stocky, waitress from Chicago, just being like, "Listen, motherfucker, we're fucking leaving now."
like the next move would have been to just like tuck him underneath my arm and just like walk.
Yeah, just like build him up and take him out.
That's great.
Slam him over your shoulder.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
What about your affirmation? Yeah.
I guess my affirmation would be I like what I picked out for our first combat. I like the idea of it being like this camp infiltration. It's on you guys to do what you want. There are lots of options. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Whatever happens, we'll figure it out. It ended up doing exactly what I was hoping it would. So love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that we got to leave, like we ran away. Like there's D&D is so hard to hit a point where you're like, the whole team agrees that it's like, hey, we need to run or else.
Yeah, like now is the best opportunity to depart instead of choose to just keep killing.
Yeah, like instead of trying to just eliminate everyone.
Yeah. Like you never hit us to a point where we were like in dire straits to the point like we knew problems were like in the tents and it was about to happen, but we never hit a point where we were like, oh no, somebody's unconscious and now we have to fight because the action economy is now establishing our decisions, and we didn't do any of that. We like it hit at the perfect time for us to just be like, cool, we did it, run away. It felt very Monty Python right at the end in the best sort of way.
Yeah, like stumbling on the camp in the woods feels so realistic and organic. and then scurrying away right before shit really hit the fan also felt
Run
away.
And you gotta love it when the dice tell the story,
Yeah.
because like that only worked out perfectly because Mabel passed her check at the right time. Like if I had rolled shitty like one more round, then there would have been no urgency to your exit, which is just the dice telling the story. And actually something that I recently forgot until I think today was originally you guys all hopped on horses and there was like 2 rounds of horse chases.
Yeah.
That I ended up cutting. I think on the table it was like you ran, you jumped over a hurdle, they didn't, you got away. So it didn't like add anything to the episode except for like 10 minutes. So I ended up cutting it in the edit. But yeah, a very kind of episode.
Yep.
But just
Have you guys,
of a story.
yeah. Have you guys seen the meme where it's like the DM chooses to do a heist, but the players get to pick the music that it's set to?
Yes.
So it's like Mission Impossible, Pink Panther, or Benny Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Nope.
That's fun.
Nope. You definitely hit all 3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say before we wrap up this second talkback?
I just like the really early talkbacks because they're so far away. I like don't remember these early episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to go back and listen because, like, especially like the first episode, I listened to nonstop because I was so excited that we did it, and like I spent a long time editing it because it was the first one and we were like figuring it out. And I think I did that for maybe episodes 1 through 3, and then it kind of fell off. So at this point, like I listen to it once when I'm editing it, and that's kind of it. So it's fun to go back and like re-listen to it and hear the finished episodes, especially like as a progression and as a story now. And to experience what the audience experiences.
Absolutely.
Now.
Yeah, to re-experience it with all the context of the rest of the episode is very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had the full raw files like shared at a certain point, and I'd listened to them a couple times through, just to keep up on where we were at and pick up on little things here and there. But yeah, hearing the finished product again with the editing and all the sound effects and music put in and everything, it's definitely interesting.
A lot of fun
to hear the difference, how far it's come in terms of the editing and everything.
And protection.
A lot of fun. All right. Well, thanks you guys for joining us. And we'll check you all on the flip side.